And we're back with this segment of this episode, which is titled "One Gotta Go" or "One Will Be Buried Forever." This is an idea that Luisito came up where we will be picking 4 to 5 different options or personnel or business or company. We'll have to dissect and figure out which one of these options will have to be deleted from the wrestling community forever. Delete. There we go. So this is a pretty cool one because this is the era I grew up watching wrestling, and when I started really watching wrestling, and we have these 4 options. We have The Undertaker. We have Stone Cold Steve Austin. We have The Rock, and we also have HBK, Shawn Michael.
And one gotta be deleted from history.
And one has to be removed from history. So, as you guys may know, Undertaker was introduced to WWE back in the Survivor Series of 92, 93. In the earlier stage of it, he was like the unknown. Came in, and he started a very unbreakable record in his career when it comes to WrestleMania. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Austin Steve.
I think he was dashing
Steve. Yeah. Full grown hair until he
blonde dude until
tried to be a baby face until he decided to shave it off, throw in some a vest on, shorts, and became the heel that we love and known as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Rocky Mania,
Rocky Maivia.
Yeah, Maivia, a name representing both of his father and his grandfather who have been in the wrestling business. Also started in the I
think he started Survivor Series. I think it was in MSG.
MSG. Yeah. 96, I think. It was like, no.
Was it 96? No, I think, I think it was around the 95, 96.
Yeah, but I know it was like the big one in MSG that I think he won it. I think it was him and Goldust.
Yeah, he was
the last 2.
Yeah, and then he.
That's funny.
Yeah, Goldust put him over and said thank. Yeah, he told Goldust thank you very much for this, and he got his win. And then HBK, history just know about HBK. He was the golden boy for the late 80s after the Macho Man era. He's the kid that just blew up and carried us all the way through the 90s where we were introduced to D-Generation X. So each of these men have won the World Heavyweight Champion, which is the middle one right over there. Each of them won the WWE Championship, which is the one that Roman has. Each of them has been IC Champion, US Champion, Tag Team Champion, and also... There were other championship, like European and stuff, but
Stone Cold has King of the Ring. I think the only one out of all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have put Booker T into this, that would have been very interesting too.
He'd be out.
5 time.
If you claim to fame, it's a company that got absorbed. I'm a 5-time champion of a title that doesn't exist.
He was the last one to bring over that
out
belt.
of these 4.
Yeah.
Be unbiased, please.
I would keep, for history, for me, I would keep Undertaker.
Yes.
I would keep HBK. Because of HBK, you have, not NXT, but you basically from him you have DX and other things has happened. Like him and Bret Hart, and like if you take him out of history, a lot of things totally wouldn't be the way it is now.
Okay.
So for me, it's between The Rock or Stone Cold. And I would have to, unfortunately, take out the Rattlesnake. And I will erase Stone Cold out of history. So I'll keep The Rock. I'll keep The Rock, Shawn Michaels, and Undertaker.
That's crazy.
Because for me, like, Stone Cold...
Unbiased, please.
Yeah, Stone Cold, his run, no, it wasn't short, but like he got a limited time frame and at the end, most of the time, he was putting people over. So him and The Rock, like they put each other over, and like he was also injured, so like he didn't reach his like peak when he was at his peak.
His peak was eliminated from that pile driver.
But you know what I'm saying, like his peak wasn't reached. Like if he like wasn't injured or nothing, then he would have been even at another level. But like I would, if you take him out, I think everybody, the other three, could still hold down that era.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. Unbiased opinion.
Part of me want to say Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels era, I was still young.
Okay.
I know the history of Shawn Michaels and what he done for the business.
Mm-hmm.
He was Mr. WrestleMania, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, Stone Cold, nostalgically, I remember him, especially when he turned heel, working with Triple H, part of the Man of Power, whatever the bit was. That was fun. Him and Triple H versus Undertaker and Kane, really memorable. I can't do Undertaker. Undertaker is just
untouchable. He's
history. He's WWE.
Yeah.
He is like, from the moment he walked in the, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s, to what he, before the Roman match, before he took the second out from Roman, he was pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? Showed up when he needed to. He was still
didn't break character.
Didn't break character at all. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the streak. The streak has been one of my favorable moments. And then The Rock, I've mentioned this before in the podcast. I thought when I was a kid, I thought he was Dominican. Really thought so too, because he had the hair. The hair, he had that. You know, was Anthony Santos hairstyle and stuff, all greased up and everything, and he was talking fast like a Dominican. I thought he was, but turns out he's, you know, Samoan and black, which I highly respect. So,
he's Dominican of Hawaii. No.
Dominican. Bro, imagine if he was. So The Rock, I mean, he did it for the culture, you know. He did it for the culture for sure.
The Nation of the Nation.
Yeah, and that's where he
Nation of Domination.
Yeah, the Rock.
Is that Nation of Liberation?
No,
no,
Domination.
Right. No,
he did.
Yeah,
okay, I heard more.
The Rock, you know, from Rocky Vania to Rocky to Rock, The Rock, you know, the transition. Hollywood Rock, though, I would love to delete from history because
so who you trying to?
Yeah, so who you kicking out?
Who you deleting from history altogether?
He was giving an AEW like an A&E documentary over here. Who you taking out? Unbiased opinion, please.
So who you keeping? It might be easier. So you say you're keeping Undertaker.
Undertaker for sure.
Okay,
I'm keeping The Rock.
So you're keeping The Rock. So it's either HBK or Stone Cold. Who goes from history?
Nostalgic or history? I'm going to keep my nostalgic. I'm going to keep Stone Cold.
Okay, so HBK go. All right.
Hate me if you want me, guys, but, you know.
This is probably the most easiest one I ever picked in my life.
So with no hesitation.
No hesitation. Shawn Michaels is out.
Okay. Interesting.
And he's just out just because.
Just because. Because literally those three wrestlers are technically probably everybody's like Mount Rushmore of wrestlers right there.
Man.
And all right, let's go unbiased here, right? You're looking at the Undertaker's career. He started from the late 80s to the 90s. Yeah. He's been relevant, been consistent throughout all those years, and he was able to reinvent himself.
Correct.
The Rock, it's nothing you can really say about him. He was a superstar. Not with the Rocky Maivia stuff, but when he started,
he was able to evolve.
Yes, he evolved to the guy, and then The Rock wouldn't be The Rock without Stone Cold. They helped each other big time, both of them out. And literally when Stone Cold, I said Stone Cold, I like Goku. When Stone Cold came into the picture and he did that promo with what's his name for my God, I'm forgetting the pay-per-view now. King of the Ring.
Okay.
Well, Austin 316.
Yeah, the Austin 316. That's when it started. And even though he had a short career compared to what Lewis is saying, however, his short career is probably the most like nostalgic and probably the most memorable ever. Every time you look back to WWE history, it always reverts back to Stone Cold.
Shawn Michaels also have.
And I'm gonna tell you right here, It's gonna be crazy, but Shawn Michaels, and you can even put Triple H and that whole crew brought the most negativity throughout that whole history back in the 90s.
But that
and
also,
yes, you can.
Okay, yes, but that also shaped that era. Mm-hmm. So like,
wait, but let me put it like this, right? And I do agree with you, and I disagree. Yeah. Because of that, I think Bret Hart would have been taken over Shawn Michaels' spot, literally, if that negativity never happened throughout all that 90s. No, the Montreal screw job. You got to realize all the wrestlers now, like the CM Punk
the Montreal screw job was because Vince had beef with Bret,
and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Basically, Shawn Michaels was the Shawn Michaels
golden boy.
Yeah, he was the chosen guy.
Yeah. All right, but I'm trying to tell you is because of the negativity that came with Shawn Michaels in the 90s. Honestly, nobody wouldn't care about him because Bret Hart was the guy during the 90s. And name all the wrestlers now that look up Bret Hart more than Shawn Michaels. I'm telling you, a lot more wrestlers now do. A lot more people like Bret Hart more than Shawn Michaels.
Gargano, Young Bucks,
Ciampa, Kenny, whoever used the.
What you saying? They like Shawn Michaels?
I would say that they're inspired by Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, the super kick is
inspired, but you hear every wrestler be like, "Yo, Bret Hart is my favorite wrestler." Yes or no? Yes, it's true. CM Punk, the FTR
pound type, like an FTR type of wrestlers, they admire Bret Hart, and they should, because Bret Hart definitely carried the business in his shoulder. He carried the Owens family in his shoulder.
No.
He was a top dog. Shawn Michaels was just more memorable.
Yeah, because of this negativity.
Yes. At least I made him more. He found a way to stick out.
He flew into the ring, right?
But nobody.
He ziplined through the ring.
Nobody cares about that.
He was one of the few that had more pizzazz when he goes in every WrestleMania, always with the pizzazz here and there. His big matches, you know what I'm saying? Bret, Taker.
We gotta realize,
he did Macho.
What's Shawn Michaels' biggest feud ever? What's his biggest feud?
Triple H.
No, it's Bret Hart, Undertaker,
Triple H.
At the
I'm
end,
talking about like top, like literally.
Same thing with Ric Flair. Him and Ric Flair.
Steamboat.
No, Ric Flair. Him and Ric Flair had a
Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair.
I thought you were saying Ric Flair was Steamboat. I'm like, yeah.
But I will say we'll put a poll up and see who if people agree.
No, I'm being for real. Like I'm being honest with you. Literally, because of the negativity that happened with Shawn Michaels in the 90s, literally is what's putting him in the top, because that stuff is always so, like, how can you say, marketable. So that's why there's a lot of so there's a lot of documentaries, there's a lot of money to be made with those stories. Yeah. However, if you look at how the wrestling is shaped today, Bret Hart is the guy. Yeah. Even though Shawn Michaels is in some type of way form with the super kicks and everything like that, I can't not kid him for that. However,
the showboating, the move, the body type, it's mostly Shawn Michaels, my guy.
Yes, but it matters what wrestler you're looking at.
So you say HBK out, I say Stone Cold, you say HBK out as well?
I'm about to just change it to Stone Cold just to piss him off, because honestly.
Who you got, Tyrell?
Tyrell, here's a mic. Tell the people who you pick out.
That's a hard question.
Unbiased, please. And he's going to tell you the real answer. I'm telling you right now.
Man, from where you at?
He understands.
I'm thinking, hold on.
So I don't know if it's easier. I don't know if it's easier to keep. Then you get two. You know what I'm saying? 1 or 2. So you got Undertaker, Rock, Shawn Michaels, and Stone Cold, right? So who you keeping?
Undertaker stand for sure.
Okay.
You literally can't take that. You can't take him out.
This man, I know he's already kicking out. You don't even have to discuss.
I guess Stone Cold, like, yeah.
You're kicking out Stone Cold?
Yeah, I'm kicking out Stone Cold.
What is going on? What you guys? He was literally the Attitude Era. What you guys are talking about now?
He was part of the Attitude.
No, stop. He was
negativity
90%.
of D-Generation X made Attitude Era. Chip.
Oh my God, dog.
Well, if you guys like the BS that we say on the show and like these headaches moment that we do to Frank, please be sure you subscribe to our channel. We are on all the social media, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as the Twitter, the Providence Lucha Talk, and also listen to us on your favorite podcast media. I am Jay Aguila.
Luisito.
Please be sure to watch All Out here at the Collab Club Studio.
Yeah.
September
September
4th at 7 p.m. Make sure you get your ticket early and see me go one toe-to-toe with legit Heat superstar Johnny on a game of I Declare War. This is your boy. I say good night.
Good night. Yo.
Good night.
This is crazy. I'm done with this shit.